What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to an ESPN segment. They finally talk about the Mavericks, I think. They talk about threes and, you know, how it's been out of whack, according to Brian Windhorst. So we're going to listen to see what Brian Windhorst is talking about today. I just always find it funny that they want to talk about certain things when it associates with the Mavericks, but whenever they talk about the Mavericks, they want to talk about something completely different that is not centric to the Mavericks. You get what I'm saying? That's how I feel like this video is about to go. So anyway, enough for the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. Again, this video is titled, Brian Windhorst says the three-point shooting trend is making the NBA out of balance. They got the threes company. They show Curry and Luka and the Mavericks. It's like, instead of talking about out of balance, like, why don't they just talk about, oh, it was such a fun game yesterday? I'm gonna predict they complain about the amount of threes in the league. They maybe make a note to the ratings, and then I don't know, I am going to assume there's nothing positive they will say about Luka's performance and the Dallas Mavericks performance, or even the Golden State Warriors performance for how well they shot the three ball yesterday. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I already have fluffed it enough. Hey, yo, let's get to the stuff.
Steph Curry, Dallas Mavericks, Golden State Warriors, running it back. There's Klay Thompson.
That's some good
Second
stuff.
time back in the Bay as a Mav.
No sailor hats this time.
No sailor hats. It's okay. But you guys, early in the second quarter, it was all about Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he had a huge game. He came out wanting to send a message in this one after that bad cup loss to the Thunder, and he got it done this game.
Plenty of catch and shoot threes. Luka actually had 28 points in the first half. But that's his signature patented, what is it, patented step back?
Absolutely.
Patented step back. Yeah, man. Luka's step back is so nasty. Like, just when he makes those shots, they're so high arcing, and when they go in, it's disgusting because you played great defense and he still makes them. I can speak from experience because I have that shot in my arsenal, and whenever I make it, it's always nice to like make that shot and then look at your opponent a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, we haven't been talking about him this much this season, and
I know you haven't.
He's, you know, he doesn't like a lot of media attention.
Or maybe he likes it.
But I think he's trying to make a
thrives
statement.
under those circumstances.
He's been, since he got back from that wrist injury, he's been turning it up. This one.
But anything you can do, I can do as well. Steph Curry with the three. Warriors down 7, though, going into the fourth quarter. And if we're talking about Luka knocking down shots, he was 6 for 11 from 3 in this matchup. Mavs up 5. It's the emotion here. Wait for it. The ball goes around the rim.
He wasn't even looking at it.
Talk your stuff,
I
Luka.
love angry Luka.
45
And
points.
haircut Luka.
I like, damn, I forget the guy's name. I forget the guy's name that just talked, but I like that he said that. I like that he said, I like angry Luka, because who doesn't? Who doesn't like a demonstrative Luka within the game, not against refs or anything like that? Everybody loves angry Luka. What, Luka? Or, as we will say, asshole Luka. That's the Luka everybody loves.
This guy's used to that, Jim.
45, 11, and 13, a beefy triple-double, and Klay is feeling it. He has some fun with the Warriors crowd. Steph, again, fires back. Steph was 7 for 13 from 3. He finished with 26.
Going a little bit more spry after that knee.
It was a Luka and a Klay day. Klay, 7 for 11 from 3. He finished with 29.
7 threes, Chene. I don't think he took a dribble on any of them. Was a vintage Klay.
He knows how to do that in that arena. Mavs win 143-133.
All right, let's see what they say.
48
Here we go.
combined made three-pointers are the most in a game in NBA history. That includes a franchise record 27 threes for the Warriors, the most in a loss in NBA history. Here was Steve Kerr trying to make sense of the mind-boggling numbers for his team.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a box score like this. You know, we go 27 for 54 from 3.
Like 51% or something.
39 assists, 10 turnovers. You know,
and lost.
And it felt like we were never really in the game. You know, we cut it to 5 a couple times. Guys kept fighting, but they controlled the entire game on a night where we made 27 threes and didn't turn the ball over. It's the modern NBA. It's a different world. It's a different game.
it's like that Matrix meme, like you're looking at the numbers and the calculations. How did we lose in this circumstance? Let's welcome in Anscape writer David Dennis Jr. to the conversation here. David, I want to start here with this, right? 48 threes made. Now, there have been so much chatter, especially the last few days in the NBA world, whether this is good for the game or not. And analytically, we get it. It makes sense to shoot those threes. But do you think we will continue to see teams fire them off from long distance like this?
Of course. David ain't even got to answer that. Of course they're going to continue firing it off. When it comes to the playoffs, the amount of three shots are going to go down. So, but the thing I like about the Mavericks is they're able to play both styles, right? The Mavericks didn't attempt that many threes. They just shot at a really good percentage. So, but the Mavericks still attack the basket and take midi. So let's see what yeah, I already done forgot his name. Let's just see what he says.
Absolutely. If I'm Dallas and I look at how we played last night, the amount of threes that we made, we could beat anybody. Like, making threes and getting hot like that will erase a lot of deficiencies. You feel like you can go into Boston and win if you can make threes like that. And historically, in the league, for the last 10 years since Steph Curry won his first championship, that is the way you win championships unless you have LeBron or Jokic on your team. And teams are more likely to say, hey, I would rather have my shot making as many threes as possible than trying to get one of those generational talents. Now, I understand the consternation about the shots, but I was entertained last night. That was a great game last night. The problem is when you have lesser teams like the Bulls and Hornets who combined for missing 75 threes over the weekend, that's when it becomes a problem. But that's always been an issue in the NBA. I come from the Jordan and Kobe era when everybody thought that they could make ISO, mid-range fadeaways, and they couldn't. So bad shots are always going to be part of the game. It's the fact that when you have good teams making shots and playing like we did last night, that's going to be entertaining and it's going to be your best pathway to a championship.
Hey, killed that. He killed that. That was great. That was great. He paid a little homage to like what used to be a bad shot back then, brought it forward, pointed out the crappy game over the weekend, and then highlighted this game. Loved it. That was such a great take, man.
I'm not just saying this, Chiney, because we saw.
I already feel the negativity. I already feel the negativity oozing out of Mr. Brian Windhorst.
A record for most missed threes and most made threes in a game in the same weekend, because that's what we just saw. I have felt this way for a while, and I don't think I'm alone, that the NBA is out of balance. You're in a better spot when there's more of a balance, where the three-point shot is part of the game, not the entire game. And obviously, the Warriors are a team that has defined this era. You've got Steve Kerr saying, I'm not sure why I've ever seen a game like this. And by the way, it's not bad offense. It's not like it's ugly. There was beautiful basketball being played. Like Steve Kerr said, 39 assists, 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. They were moving the ball and generating good shots. But I don't like this trend. I think we're out of balance in the NBA. And by the way, you know who agrees with me? The NBA does. Because last year, Spears, midway through the season, when we were seeing all kinds of huge scoring numbers, which the three-pointer was a part of, they changed the way the game was officiated to make it more defensively physical. And so they, I think, realize that this probably is a little bit out of control.
Well, look, I think there needs to be a level of understanding to how the 5-out offense runs, right? And how the 5-out offense works. And yesterday in the game between the Mavericks and the Warriors, it was a recipe for it to be a 3-point shootout. You got Clay, Kyrie, and all that, right? But the engine is Luka Doncic, and you're gonna play like this 5-out, pick and roll offense, and then again, Luka's gonna pick his spots and take shots. Same thing with Curry. Curry's gonna run around screens, get other people open, and people are gonna slip for a three, and they're gonna knock it down. But also, I think the thing we failed to realize is that the league is just that much more talented from a shooting perspective. Curry is to blame in a good way, right? People focused on skills. People focus on shooting threes efficiently. Now, can you say the entire league doesn't? No, but when you have players on your team that could do it, and they could do it at an elite level, why would you want them, excuse me, by the way, why would you want them to do anything else other than take the shot from an analytical perspective, right? When you make a three, you literally buy yourself a half possession, right? So if you make a three, they either got to make a 3 to meet that possession, or they got to make 2 twos and stop you on the next possession, right? That way they could have the lead. So it's an efficient shot if it's being made at 50% like it was last night, right? So it's just, I think, understanding that the league has improved from a skill set perspective. That's why the amount of attempts are so higher, because of the analytics and how the 3 matters so much as far as being able, as far as points go, right? So anyway, let's continue.
I think I'm going to be an OG. I think I'm going to be an unk. I'm going to go old school. My favorite.
A aunt or a unk? Hold on.
So they, I think, realize that this probably is a little bit out of control.
I think I'm going to be an OG. I think I'm going to be an unk. I'm going to go old school.
I think it said unk.
My favorite new player
Sounded
is
unk.
Sengun. Love it. Why? Because he's scoring on the inside, and he's beating people up, and he's getting to the free throw line. And I love watching him in Vegas, man. And that's how the Rockets are winning. They're winning with defense, toughness on the inside. They're not shooting as many threes. Watching Giannis do what he does. Watching Joker when he's in the paint. And then you see Chicago. They're making like second most threes in the NBA, but how many wins they got, right? Like, so that shooting 3 formula is a do or die for a lot of teams. It's not just, the Mavs and the Warriors trick you to thinking this is a good thing, but I just don't know how the NBA could change it. But I'd like to see a team just be more aggressive, take the ball to the hole more against these teams, and see if that could work to their advantage.
Yeah, that strategy to me is really knowing your strengths. The Golden State Warriors changed the game. Steph Curry changed the game because it was based off of their strengths, and then the analytics came. But sometimes you look at these other teams like the Rockets, and they're finding different ways to win. You're always going to be one of my favorites when you mention Alperen Sengun. Thank you. Rightfully so. We're talking about 29 made threes in that game, franchise record. They're trying to get over the 30 made hump. We saw what the Celtics tried to do earlier in the year. Do you know that there is actually a team that has made 30 made threes in a game? Do you know which team that is?
I assume it was an overtime.
No, it was not. It was a blowout.
Oh.
Tennessee Lady Vols this
No.
weekend won by
Oh.
80, and they made 33s in a game. I had to shout out the ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
All right.
still going to lose to LSU, though.
Oh, or Stanford? No, we're not going to go there.
I'm thrilled. I mean, I told Dennis today he's kicked.
Oh, they're gonna talk about the trade. Let's see what else they talk about. Done making trades. Do they come back to it? No, they talk about Dennis Schroeder. Of course, they don't talk about the Mavericks. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's a good debate, right? The whole 3-point debate is worth having. Again, I think the game. I think there's so much like picky perspectives on the game, like, oh, this is why the ratings are down, this and this and that. I think it's like accessibility is the main issue with why you can't watch the game, because the NBA dominates social media, right? Like on a whole different level. So it's just improving the accessibility for people to watch the game. That's a problem. But as far as the threes are concerned, when you're watching greats shoot the 3 and they're shooting the 3 great, like, it's a fun part of the game. Yeah, you want to see dunks, but you can only blame the NBA for changing the rules, man. They've changed the rules, and if you're going to try to change the rules again and say make every shot worth 3 points, then you're really just trying to fix a problem that doesn't need fixing. If anything, let them continue to shoot threes and let these teams figure out what kind of style they want to play, what kind of nuance and new strategy they want to implement. You got to let these teams figure it out. And in the playoffs, it'll be a lot better, right? But to just be upset by the amount of threes that's going on and the idea of wanting to fix it by either making the 3-point longer, like, you'd have to extend the court, right? There's so many things that you would mess up with the integrity of the game if you try to change it too aggressively just to curve or fix all the 3-point shots. But that's just my take, man. It's been your boy TGK. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. What do you think about this 3-point stuff? I really want to know y'all's perspective. What do you think we could do to fix it? Or should they just let it be and let the teams figure it out? Let strategies get creative and let teams figure out how to defend it better, or I don't know, find a different way. I don't know. But it's just part of the game, man. I mean, you go to your local 24-hour fitness, you go wherever you want to go, everyone is chunking threes, bro. It's just a new game. It's just a new game, and everybody's really good at shooting threes. Me being one of them. I can just stand in the corner and shoot it, and I ain't got to do nothing, and it's going to go in. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's been your boy TGK. Appreciate y'all watching. Consider liking, subbing, and becoming a member. And without further ado, damn, it's like I always mess up how I'm going to close this. Anyway, it's been your boy TGK. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.